We're talking about prime fraction ideas and why it's so important. We must always remember that the reason prime fractions are important is because it is about helping you develop a discernment skill. If you don't know a basic primal truth, then you won't have the ability to know when your seed starts being genetically modified, where your beautiful zinnia might start becoming a weed in your garden of information. So this takes us to our next idea called, oh wait a minute, Christina, let me get a picture of you taking a picture of me. This will be really cool. All right. Well, Christina, you know what we have here? Different points of view. So our next point is, you guessed it, points of view or angles of perception. Let's see how this relates to prime fraction and why it's so important. Okay, let's say that this is one thing that we have a point of view of. A moment ago, you just saw me having a point of view, or I saw me having a point of view of looking at Christina with the camera. Christina was watching me from the other camera, working at this end. Points of view of the same thing. What we basically had was Christina and Sharon. And we were both looking at something. Now, if my point of view is coming this way, I can start describing what I'm seeing. The person who's sitting over here, listening to my description, is probably going to be thinking, what are you talking about? Because from their perception, everything I'm describing, there's nothing there that looks like that. Simultaneously, this person starts describing what they're seeing. Over here, person's going, what are you talking about? Well, can you see how this would be a gap of communication? Are we talking about something different? No. We are both looking at the same truth, but we are coming at it from a different point of view. This would be the same as the God truth being expressed to us through eons of time, through different cultures, coming from different points of view. But interesting, let's look at this. This person's giving their description. This person here has their point of view. They might, at the very peripheral edge of their vision, see something this person is describing, and they might say, most of what you're saying sounds like BS, or I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure it's not the same thing. But I do see this little hint of something that seems to be similar. I think I know what you're talking about. Now this person here, hearing this person give a description, is going to clearly get some. And of course, the closer, excuse me, one's position and point of view gets in proximity closer to the person who's talking about their point of view, the gap is going to become smaller and smaller and smaller until there's practically no gap, if any at all. So we need to always keep this in mind when we're thinking about whether or not a truth is still being spoken, and if it's an angle of perception of the same idea or not. Because even at a prime fraction level, reduced to its lowest, it still will have all of 360 degrees of perception. So, this isn't vital when we want to really understand how we are on the same page or not. Questions can help us to do that, or an even better way is we get out of our chair, go into another person's angles of perception, which we've often said, walk in my moccasins a mile. And then I will have a different level of compassion and understanding of what you're saying. Now I look at your point of view. However, this implies cooperation, a willingness to see other than what I'm currently seeing. It says I am willing to take my blinders off and look at something where I've never seen it before. Then make my discernment call. So, that is angles of perception or point of view, and we will use that quite a bit, and I'll just simply use the term and you'll understand what I'm talking about and how it fits in. Because this is an important component in helping us put together how all of these seemingly disparate pieces of information are really one story that's been being told to the family of the unity of oneness.